So that took work to get to this point, right? You're thinking, man, what if we had no chairs? You know, what would we do? So that team started off with these 4 folks, 5 folks. First we have Michelle, right there in the middle. And she's our lead trainer. Michelle, stand up. Folks know Michelle, right? All right, cool. Now Michelle, you know, she came together and she took on this role now, but this is not Michelle's big idea, hey man, let's go to Ohio, let's just follow Michelle. No, Michelle took on the responsibility of saying we need to have someone to coordinate all of us. And then around her is Emerita, who's been our training coach. Emerita, where you at? Right back there, right? And so she's in charge of making sure all the coaches are on point and all the training has happened. Then you have Charlene. Charlene, where you at? She's probably running logistics. That's what Charlene does. Charlene's back there and she's been working on making sure all of you are registered. And then you have Nick. Where's Nick at? Right there, right? So everybody on this team has had a particular role. You had myself there, by the way. Oh yeah, JLM Jose Luis Marantes, that's me. And I've been in charge of strategy and working with the team on coming up with that strategy plan that we learned in the morning. Now, could we just do all that work by ourselves? No, right? So we all expanded and we got other folks to join our team to be able to make this work happen. And so, for example, let's go to Nick's team right here. Could he just recruit all 100 of you all by himself? No, that's hard. So he recruited other people. And here we have some of our top facilitators that recruited people. We have Mary, we have Ruben, we have Alma. Are you guys in the room right now? Where are you at? There you are. There's Alma back there. There's Ruben. Where's Mary Snyder? Right? She's somewhere around here. So they've recruited all of you and many more recruiters that were here. So you see how it all works? And this is what's called interdependent leadership, where we're all dependent on each other and the role is very clear of what we're doing. Now, part of this training is going to be organizing you to get ready to build your own teams back where you come from. And so there are a couple of roles that we're throwing out there that we think make sense. Now, what are we trying to do as Reform Immigration for America in Ohio? What are we trying to do here? What are we trying to do?
Pass national legislative reform.
Right? What was that?
Pass national legislative reform.
Right. And in Ohio, there's a particular goal. What's that?
Get votes.
To get the votes, right, of those members of Congress. And there's a particular amount of them, right? There's 11 of them. And Nick laid all that out. So we need a team in Ohio that's going to run with that campaign, with that goal. And to be able to do that, we're going to have a statewide team, but locally, you're going to be building your own team. And these are the roles that are there. First is a team coordinator. Their job is to make sure everybody's being able to do their job. They're not the leader, they're not the dictator. They're the person who's making sure that they're responsible for everybody to make sure that they're okay and they're getting to their goals. You have the volunteer recruitment coordinator. And the volunteer is going to make sure that we're growing, because if our groups don't grow, then we die. So making sure we have new volunteers that are growing. Then you have your commitment coordinator. That's making sure that the supporter cards. Have people had a chance to see these cards yet? Right? This is going to be the currency of your campaign. This is the value of it. The more of these we get, the more volunteers we get into our team, the more we build our list, the more power we have to change politics here in Ohio for immigrants in our communities. Then you're going to have media coordinators, because frankly, we need our message to get out there, and we need to be on message. Has anybody been a part of a team that's off message? Right? You're organizing something and they're saying, we want to open all the borders and do all of this, and you're like, oh my God, quiet it down. Yeah, you know? Right? People put their personal politics over the goals of the team, right? All that stuff happens. You need someone on top of that. And also making sure we have press at all of our events. And then we have other team roles that are going down. And you're going to go through, when you break out in your groups, go through that team. This is a picture, by the way, of us in Orlando. Those are all the folks in Florida that built up that team. Now, we've talked about the foundation of a team. We've talked about this is the most important thing to do. Now we're going to talk about being effective. And being effective is really 3 things. First, effectiveness starts with you. Are you learning in this team? Are you growing as an individual? Do you feel like you've grown this weekend so far? Good. if you're not growing as an individual, then this is not working. Because if the team doesn't have that, you're not getting anything out of it, then why be on that team? Right? The second thing is about capacity. And capacity is just another word for saying, how much work can we do? Sorry. I'm so sorry. It's about capacity, right? And capacity means how much can we do? So maybe with 4 or 5 people, you can plan a party. Maybe with about 25 people, you can plan a block party. Or with about 100 people, you can plan a citywide event. But you can't plan that citywide event with 5 people, because what's going to happen? You're going to put all those flyers, do this big idea, oh, we're going to have a citywide event. No one's going to show up, or worse, if a lot of people show up, what are you going to do? You got 5 people. So it's about building capacity. So it's about the us. And the last thing is action. Are we building these teams to get to action, to get to our strategy, to meet our goals each step of the way?